What you got, buddy?
I found a strap, lid, 2 lollipop sticks, and a piece of plastic.
Good boy, Ro. Yeah, there's lots of rubbish, hey buddy? So what's the name of your organisation?
We're called Positive Change for Marine Life.
Awesome, and what do you guys do?
So we work on unsustainable industries around the world and work with communities to transition away from those industries that are affecting the ocean towards viable solutions that protect the ocean, but also provide alternate incomes for the communities and alternative sources of income, alternative ways of living by conserving the ocean rather than exploiting it.
Awesome. And how much rubbish have you got here, roughly? Like, how many kgs do you think
We
this
haven't
is?
weighed it yet, but we've done 2 full lengths of Talabudgera Creek, the estuary mouth to Talabudgera Valley, and we collect around 380 kilos each one. So that equates roughly to around about 10,000 items per survey. Which
So
is
this is a big problem.
And when you consider that plastic weighs almost nothing, and we're collecting about 350 kilograms per full length survey,
Wow.
that's a huge amount of waste.
That's
We
huge.
also collect crab pots, bins. There's a table there in the back of the trailer.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah,
today we've got about 4 crab pots, recycling council bin, and at the top of the table as well.
oh wow. It's crazy. Oh, thank
A lot
you.
of polystyrene. Last survey we found about 13,000 polystyrene beads.
Oh
We
gosh.
found the source of them was a beanbag in Talabudgera Valley. It was up on a tree from the floods, and it was just spilling all of the beads into the water.
Oh wow.
So marine life will ingest them.
Yeah, well they break down into the individual beads,
Yeah.
and then they look like food for the fishies.
Right, yeah.
Wow, thanks for doing what you're doing. This is great work, guys. Were you helping the people clean up the rubbish?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we use plastic, buddy?
Because the fish can get in it and die, and the jellyfishes eat the plastic bags because they think it's jellyfishes and die. And then the turtles, actually the turtles think the jellyfishes are the plastic bags of jellyfishes, and then they eat them, and then the turtles die, and the straws got the turtles' nose, and the turtles die.
Was it? Oh, good job, bro. Where go again? There you go. Up we go. So this is some of the ways that we pack our food without using any disposable plastics. We've got this little container here which Toto's desperately trying to get into. Hey buddy, where's your carrot? Go get your carrot. Where's your carrot? And then we've got these, obviously these are like Tupperware containers and they are reusable. We don't use as many of these as we do these, but these are a lot more lightweight than glass. And glass is a lot more breakable as well. Then we do have this little glass. It's like a little, so cute. It's a little glass mason jar. Toto, he knows out of it. And then we've got these, which are reusable food wraps. Toto, And there are so many that you can buy of these. They're just everywhere. You can buy them online. You can buy them. This one I bought Toto at the bulk food store. And you just reuse them over and over again. You just wash them. I just wash them with my dishes. I just hand wash them and let them dry, and they are reusable. So you can use this instead of like Glad wrap or cling form. And then of course we've got like organic produce bags, so you can use those instead. And there's some dried mulberries in there. And then of course You can just have items package free, like fruit and vegetables. Package free. Oh, great, Ro. And that way, Toto he's had some carrot. He's just being sneaky on it. He's being sneaky. And so these are some ways that you can pack your lunches and your dinners and even your breakfasts completely plastic free. Well, free of disposable plastics anyway. And this little lunch bag I got second hand, and it's really useful for keeping all our picnic stuff in it. And then of course got reusable bottles. This one is from The Source in the Gold Coast, which is a bulk store, plastic free bulk store, and yeah, it's a stainless steel one, and it's lasted me, I've had it for 1.5 years, it's lasted really well, so no plastic single-use water bottles needed. Are you wanting to play? What's up? Hey guys! Alright, so I thought I would talk about some of the kind of tricky zero waste swaps that I have discovered over the years, that I've been living a really low impact, low waste lifestyle. I won't say zero waste because it's not completely zero waste yet. It's pretty impossible to live without making any waste nowadays, but we don't produce a lot of waste at all. And these things that I'm going to share with you are things that when I first started transitioning, which was about, I think 3.5 years ago now, I found these things were really hard to find replacements for. There weren't as many resources available as there are now, and they're just, yeah, I just couldn't find switches for them. And so I'm really excited to share them with you today, because once I discovered these things, and some of these things I kind of created myself, some of them I found online, and they have really made a big difference to some regular plastic items that I was using that are now waste free, which is pretty exciting. And Miss Bubba is awake. And by the way, I'm not a sewer or anything at all, so it's pretty rough, but this here, this little headband that she's wearing, it was the bottom of a top that I bought, and I cropped the top, and I did the same thing with mine. It's off a singlet that I cropped, and they're now turned into little headbands, and they're long enough so that her and I can both use them, so we just tie it to the length that we want. So that's a way that you can reuse some like scraps of material that you might have left over. Hey Bubba. Hey. Alright, so let's get started. First of all is plasters. So plasters are obviously made with plastic, and they do not break down, and a lot of the packaging is really wasteful as well. A lot of them are wrapped in other plastics as well. So this is what I use instead of plasters. This here is a little kit that I put together. This little bag that it's in was the bag that a set of wooden cutlery that we had came with. So what I use instead is a little pair of scissors, and I just take this with me in my bag wherever I go. Some paper tape. Do you want to hold on to that? Do you want to hold on to that? Oh, you're getting tired. Yeah. And some paper tape that I just buy from the pharmacy. And this, which is just scraps of muslin. And I just bought a big muslin from a second-hand shop and just cut it up into little pieces. And so all I do when I'm out is I just cut off a little piece, put that on the wound, like the scratch, whatever it is, and then tape it up with this. And it works really well. I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and I do this all the time on my son Romeo, who gets quite a lot of scrapes and scratches from doing things like scootering and climbing rocks and stuff, and it's great. And if you want to put something to clean the wound on it, I would highly recommend using essential oils. There's lots of essential oils that are, you know, antibacterial, antiseptic, and they work really well to keep the wound clean. You can also use things like aloe vera. So that's what I do, and it's simple and it's easy, and all I do when the plaster is done with and used is I just throw it into my compost, and it completely breaks down, and it's such a simple, easy replacement. So next up is hand sanitizer. This is what I use. This is my hand sanitizer. I bought this little glass bottle from a local bulk store that I go to, and all I do is I put water in there and tea tree oil and it's an antiseptic hand sanitizer, and the great thing about it as well is that it's non-toxic, because most of the hand sanitizers that you can buy out there now are not only packaged in plastic, but they're really toxic, and they're products that are tested on animals. And so this is just a much better replacement, and this is really great, especially when I'm out and I've changed ocean, I want to clean my hands, or we've just picked up rubbish and we want to clean our hands. It's just so good. I use it so much, and yeah, easy peasy, simple swap. Alright, next up is baby wipes. So I use these instead of baby wipes because, yeah, baby wipes, even the flushable, like biodegradable ones, I really don't know how well they biodegrade, and what often happens is that if they flush down the toilet, they can end up blocking the drains, and the eco-friendly ones that I have seen are really expensive, and so are the reusable ones that you can buy. They're like ready-made ones. They're beautiful. I've seen quite a few online, but they're really expensive, and so I just wanted a really simple option, and this is what I use instead. It's literally just flannels, and usually the ones that I've got as well, I either use this size or I just cut it up into like 4 squares so it's a bit lighter, and I just grab a whole pile of them and take them when I'm out of the house, and they are so good. They're really multi-purpose as well. I can use these for like hankies or a napkin. They have so many purposes, and I just have a huge pile of them, so I just went and bought a whole lot of flannels. It's a flannel, obviously. I went and bought about 4 packets of these flannels before Ocean was born, and then I cut up a few of them for baby wipes, and these I also use as the liner of her nappy underneath the liner that the reusable nappy comes with. So that's such a simple, great option, and you can wet them with water obviously as well to make them a bit easier to use. So that's a really simple switch. Next is oils as moisturizer. So I use this on my face. This is organic rosehip oil, and as you can see, it comes in glass. I can't get it in bulk at the moment, but hopefully I will be able to eventually. And but it's glass, so it's recycled easily. And I use that on my face year round. I use it morning and night on my skin, and I don't wear makeup, so that's all I put on my skin other than water and a little bit of organic bar soap to clean it. And I also use coconut oil in summer on my body as a moisturizer. I do find in winter though that it's not quite strong enough to really moisturize my body like I need it to, the coconut oil. The rosehip oil works well. So I also buy an organic moisturizer, and I get it in my own jar, refilled at a bulk store not far from here, and that works really well. But if you haven't got really dry skin, then oils would be more than enough. Next up is reusable food wraps, and this is instead of Glad wrap, or is it cling wrap? Glad wrap is what we call it in New Zealand, in Australia anyway. And so it's that plastic wrap. Aluminum foil can be used because it is easily recyclable, but it's better to have items that you can just reuse over and over again, and these are a really great replacement for some items that you would store in containers. Like I've had takeaway food, not like soup or anything like that obviously, but things like there's a vegan bakery not far from where we live, and I have brought these down to the bakery before and had the food straight into here, so we don't use any containers at all, even though they use cardboard containers there, which is great. So these are awesome. So you just use it like, this one just folds out like this, and you can cover food, like you can cover plates in the fridge with them, or you can just wrap your food up with them. I've wrapped like things like rock melon and watermelon in these, and I really love them as well because they're really lightweight. Like if you are going, if you are traveling or you're going out and you don't want to take a big container with you to avoid using plastic, you can take these instead, and they're fantastic. These I made myself, and the other ones I bought. Next up is wooden and bamboo like hairbrushes. Like this is a hairbrush and a comb obviously. So this brand here is called Base, and it's fantastic, and I really like it because it's got wooden bristles, because a lot of the eco-friendly hairbrushes that I found when I first went waste-free, all of them had boar hair bristles, and I don't want to support that. Being vegan, it's really cruel and unnecessary, and so I did not want to purchase that, but all of the vegan versions seem to have plastic in them, and so I was really stoked to come across this brand. I bought this in a shop in the Gold Coast, but if you don't live near a bulk store or an organic shop where they stock these, then just pop online, and I've seen them in so many shops online. And I got this little comb as well, a little tail comb, and it's just completely wooden, no plastic at all. So I was pretty stoked to find that, and they both work really, really well. I'm really happy with them, and I've got pretty knotty hair, so they've lasted well. Well, the hairbrush is pretty old, but the comb's fairly new. And next up, mushroom bags, which I don't have one here, but the paper mushroom bags in supermarkets, they are the best solution for so much plastic waste in supermarkets. So if you go to the supermarket and you need to get an item like produce or something like dates or something from the bulk section where they have those little plastic bags and you don't want to use the plastic, you can go and grab a mushroom bag from obviously the mushroom section. They always have those paper mushroom bags, and they are fantastic. I've used them so many times instead of the plastic bags when I have forgotten my reusable produce bags, and they are such a lifesaver. It's such a good little tip. And then the other thing as well is that these little bags are really good for storing things in, like this one here. So this bag, I can't even remember where we got this, but we've got quite a few of these little bags. We get them with things like when I buy soap nuts, it comes in a reusable little bag like this, and these are such a great alternative to things like plastic. Where do we get it from? Is that from the soap nuts? Okay, this was from the soap nuts. Thanks, buddy. So this is just a really great solution for things like plastic toiletry bags. I do use some reusable plastic items, obviously, but if you're not wanting to buy new things, you're wanting to save money as well, these are great. Like, you can use the slightly bigger ones for things like toiletry bag or packing your clothes into. I really like them for organizing everything in my nappy bag and also my handbag. And this one has Ocean's little rubber teether in it, and it keeps it clean as well. Romeo and Nick are waiting patiently in the kitchen. They're halfway through juicing, so I better wrap this video up because they're getting hungry. Hey, Ro. And then the last thing is juice pulp, turning juice pulp into crackers. If you are someone that juices, or someone in your household makes juices at home, then you can get the juice pulp and turn it into crackers. All I do is I just lay the pulp flat onto a baking tray, and then I add a few things like flax seeds and chia seeds. You could add hemp seeds, and then I usually add nutritional yeast to give it that kind of cheesy flavor, and some paprika or whatever spices you like, and bake them up. And it's such a simple way of reusing what's already there that would go into the earth. We compost, so it would just go straight into our compost, and they make the most delicious crackers, because crackers are something that I do still buy sometimes in plastic because it is convenient and I don't have a lot of time. But I've started putting the juice pulp into the crackers, and it saves so much plastic waste, and you can also control what goes into them. You are in charge of all the ingredients that are put in there, so there's going to be no nasty things in there. And if you buy organic produce or spray-free produce, then you're going to have a batch of organic crackers. And as far as getting the flax seeds and hemp seeds and chia seeds, you can go to a bulk store if you have one in the city that you live in, and bring your own jars and just refill them straight into there, and then there's no waste whatsoever. If you guys want to check out the video on how I shop at the bulk store, bringing my own containers and bags, I will put the video in the description below. So I hope those tips have been really helpful for you. Post a comment below if there are some items that you're really struggling to switch out, that you just cannot find sustainable solutions to, and hopefully I'll be able to answer you, or maybe someone else will be able to answer your question. And yeah, thank you for watching.